Alright guys, welcome. This is going to be, as the title says, an unboxing and an honest review of the Fender Champion 2. This is the 50-watt amp, and I got to get this out there right away. I don't get paid anything for this. It's just something that I've been wanting to try, and so I picked one up. It's a very popular amp. As a matter of fact, it's so popular that it was back ordered for several weeks. I had to wait for it at our local guitar center here in San Antonio. And so I've been wanting to try one, and let's start the unboxing and see what we've got. And I wanted the 50-watt amp mainly because I want to use it for practice here at home. Now, you know, of course, if you look at what Fender says, they will tell you that you can, of course, use these for gigging, but at 50 watts you have to wonder, and it's one of the things I want to check is how loud it is. But at 50 watts you just know it's going to be a small venue and indoors, I'm sure. Now you can definitely, a 50-watt amp, most of the time you could definitely do some busking with it if you have a power source. But of course, again, you're limited to how big of an area. So my main thought is that I want to use it just for practicing. I love the clean sounds that Fender gives you with this series of amp. Here's the instructions, and get this off. I'm going to have to set this down just so I can get to it a little bit easier. And I'm just going to tear into the paper. Well, one of the things that I kind of wanted to really check out, it's rated or listed at 24 pounds. So I'm liking the weight of it. It is light. Obviously very portable, easy to maneuver. Champion 2, 50. And so it's got the, you know, they say the special design speaker. I'm noticing, I didn't know this. I guess I should have looked into it before. Not that it would have made a difference, because these are, as I said, very popular. They're very highly rated on almost all of the websites when you check these out. But it is made in Thailand, so you know, it is what it is. We're going to give it a try. And it does say Fender Musical Instruments Corporation, Corona, California. So you know that the design, probably the parts, are all standard Fender parts, but it is put together in Thailand apparently. And so yeah, let's give it a try. And open back design. Looks cool. I love it. You know, looks really, really great. And of course got your input, foot switch, your volume channel select, volume 1, and then of course you can switch on the channel select between volume 1, volume 2. Channel select gives you the different functions. You've got your voice, treble, bass, the modify for the FX select, and then the tap or the tempo tap function, as it were. Most of the newer amps have this now, and a lot of the foot pedals and things like that have them as well. And then your aux and your phone. And it does have a USB port, I noticed, in the back. Not sure what that's for. Probably just to upgrade the software, I'm guessing. But we'll check those out in the instructions later. It's very light. I think it's 24 pounds. Doesn't feel like it, but you know, very light, easy to take around with you. Let's get this off. And we shall see and hear the sound quality. Now, again, as I was saying, a 50-watt amp, you probably could use it to gig, but it's not something that I would say is going to be ideal for gigging. And I'm going to have to switch this over just so that it'll reach the plug here. Okay. Straight into the input there. And I'm going to try this out on my Fender Strat. Fender and Fender, let's see what it does. Of course, I have my Gibson, my Les Paul, but anything I've ever plugged in with my Gibson just sounds great. I mean, I know it sounds boastful to say that, so I kind of felt like if I plug the Gibson into it, it's going to sound great. So that's not to say anything bad about my Strat, but you know what I mean, right? So if the sound is good with this, then all right. So make sure the volumes are down. And this is just a short video. I just wanted to do the unboxing, show you what you get. It's a no frills kind of a thing. And just about every place, well, every place that I checked had it for about $229. Because I tend to buy my gear at Guitar Center, I get a little bit of a discount. It depends. Sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's 15%. I'm sure that if you are a member or you buy your products somewhere else, you probably get a discount as well. So, you know, for around $200, you really can't beat the price for a 50 watt if it sounds good, which again, if you look at the ratings these amps have from the customers, they seem to be doing really well. So we're going to give it a shot. And everything is set to 0 right now. I don't have anything. This is just a clean. So again, that's with everything set to, you know, 1. There's no 0. So, but everything is set to 1, treble, bass, except the volume. Of course, I just picked up the volume. I like that clean sound. always say, if you've seen my videos before, I don't always like to do demos with the sound. In fact, sometimes I'll even get some negative feedback about that when I do a review on some products. And the reason is, you know, I'm recording this straight off my cell phone with no special microphones, no equipment, nothing. So what you're hearing is the sound from the speaker going directly to my cell phone. And sometimes when I do that, I feel like you're not getting a true reproduction of the sound, whether it's, you know, whether I'm demoing a guitar or an amp. And then the other reason I don't like to do them is because depending on what you're listening on, whether you may be on your cell phone right now or a laptop, again, depending on the speakers that you have, you're not getting a very accurate reproduction of the sound. So take that for what it's worth, right? Let's try, if we go to channel 2, you notice right away it opens up some of the different functions for us. We definitely have the gain feature here. That we also have the different voices that Fender has. It's where you can go like from the classic to the British and the more modern voices, and you can play with that just by moving this, and you'll notice that the colors change depending on the voice that you're going to. So for example, if I go, that should be, so you've got the high gain there. I have the volume really low. It's about 8 in the morning here, so people are just getting up and getting ready. Sounds pretty good. Again, I've got the volume set. Well, on the channel 2 volume, it's about 2.5 right now. It is really low. So I'm liking that high gain crunch sound. Sounds really good. I know that I could crank this amp. It is going to get pretty loud. So that's giving me confidence, or should give you a little bit of confidence, that if you're going to play certainly like a roadhouse or cafe, something, a smaller venue, you should be good to go with this amp as far as the sound. And it's got, as I said, a whole bunch of different voices that you can do. I haven't even started messing with the treble or adjusting the bass, modifying the FX functions. So, you know, you've got your reverb and your delay and all of those things that you can do with a typical Fender amp, or most of the things that you can do. And so that's good. I'm not going to get into every single feature. There's already videos on doing that if you want to do that. Again, this was just an unboxing, an initial playing, and an honest review of what the amp sounds like. My first impressions, I have to tell you, good and bad. So I like the weight of the amp. Again, if you're thinking about taking this to a buddy's house to practice or play with, or you're even looking at doing a gig, a small venue gig somewhere, this is really light, really portable. I mean, all you need is this amp and your guitar. Assuming they've got a microphone set up at the venue, you're good to go. For practicing, for playing smaller gigs, this works really well. I like the sound that it's giving me. It's a very accurate, I think, sound for what I want my guitar to sound like. like it. I hope it's coming through. One of the things that also, again, on first impressions, I'm noticing it does kind of, especially when I look at the back, it almost gives you a very small, cheap, I hate to use that word, but again, first impressions is giving me a very small, cheap feel to the amp. Now, folks, again, we're talking about, if you get a little bit of a discount, we're looking at right around $200. And so you get what you pay for. But I will say this, first impressions, for $200, I'm pretty satisfied that this amp is doing what I want it to do. And once I really get into playing it and spend a couple of hours with it, I think I will have much better feel for the amp. But right now, straight out of the box, and you witnessed it, just plugging it in and playing a few chords and power chords and doing a few things, I like it. I like the sound, and I like the portability of it. Of course, it is. I love the look of the amp. I could definitely see me up at a venue on a stage with this as the backdrop. It looks absolutely fantastic. The classic Fender logo right on the front, the silver face. I just like it. And so I think it goes well with my guitar as well. But really, it goes well with anything. And so, again, just to kind of summary the whole thing, for right around $200 with a little bit of a discount, I think you're getting a great sound. I think you're getting great portability. I think you're getting the very famous Fender look. I think you're getting that classic Fender sound. You're able to do a few things with the FX functions. At this price point, what more do you want? So I would definitely recommend this amp. Now, long-term playability, we'll see. How long does it last? Who knows, right? But for right now, again, for $200, I mean, it is what it is, folks. So I like it. I hope you like this review and this unboxing. If you did, please hit the like button, drop me a note. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.